Hey guys, welcome back to Witchy Wednesday. I'm Maddie, and today I want to talk to you guys about church and why I don't like it. Now, a lot of people are going to have very strong opinions on why I should and why I shouldn't go and what I should do with my life. And truthfully, this is my opinion, and I'm sharing it with you guys so that you all kind of know my story and why I'm going down this path of my life at this stage now versus what I could have been going down. So I grew up in a very small town, and I will definitely be doing a video kind of about my life in that town eventually in my videos. Ramble. Sorry guys. But I grew up in a very small town, and I grew up with a lot of the same people. It was the same people pretty much from when I moved there for 6th grade until my senior year of high school. And I was around the same people all the time, and I was very different. I was not the most, I wasn't a party person. I didn't want to underage drink, and I didn't want to, go out and waste money on partying and stuff when go to a field. Like, I didn't see the point of that. I also didn't really fit in the sense of I was an outsider. I was from a different area. I liked to dress up and all of this, and I'll do a whole video about this. And so I was an outsider. I was definitely different, and I was bullied. And it was very difficult for me as a 7th, 8th, 9th grader to sit in a room full of the people that were so cruel. And they weren't all there, there were nice people there too. But sorry, that's my air conditioner, or my heater if you can hear it. But like, to sit in a room full of all of those people who were just rude, and to be like, I don't forgive you. Like, so why are you being forgiven? And as an adult, I've definitely thought of that more in the sense of like, everyone does deserve forgiveness, and when you're a kid, you think of things differently, and it was very hurtful, and I didn't forgive them when I was younger at all. They weren't forgiven in my sense, in my book. They weren't. I couldn't imagine forgiving them at the age of 15 and 16 and 11 or whatever. I couldn't imagine that. But as an adult, I just don't deal with that kind of negativity and people anymore. I just don't. But when you're a kid and you sit in a room and you're supposed to be forgiven of all your sins, but yet you don't feel like you're forgiven. You don't feel like they're forgiven. You don't feel like they're not going to change. It's not like you're sitting in this room and instantly they become these magically nice people. They literally would walk in there, confess their sins, if they even thought it was a sin to be rude or to be cruel to you, and then go back to the exact same way that they were before. And I think that was very difficult for me as a kid to imagine just being okay with that, and like, yeah, everyone's forgiven. And I think about it now as an adult, and I understand why you are forgiven for your sins, but at the same time, we're all human and we all are sinful, so you can't expect everyone to be perfect. And that's, again, another thing that I don't love about church and the congregation of a large group of people, is that there's a lot of hate that comes with it as well. And there's a lot of hate with everything. You get a large group of people together and you can have a conversation, and someone will hate everything about your conversation. But there is definitely like this negative sense of everyone wants to tell their opinions and why their opinions are correct. And no, everyone gets their own opinions, and everyone's opinions are correct, but everyone else's opinions are correct. We all are correct. We are all the same in a sense. We are all allowed to have our own opinions, have our own beliefs, and if you like church and you like the idea of sitting in a room and having someone, preach to you and tell you these things, that's great. I'm glad that you enjoy it. I never did as a kid. And I think that as an adult, when I went to college, I got done college very quickly, and I didn't really have a lot of time for what I would consider learning a religion or wanting a religion at that time of my life. And so I was I never even thought about going to church. And then, you know, my boyfriend his religion is different, and I'm not going to speak on his behalf. It's his information he wants to talk about. But, like, the two of us kind of were those people that were like, we don't need to go to church. Like, we don't need it. Like, it's fine. Like, we don't need it. But, like, when he goes home, he'll go with his family. And if I was there, I would go with his family. Like, perfectly fine. And, you know, my family, my parents are Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. But I never was confirmed in the Catholic Church. So every time they do, like, I don't even know what it's called. It's really bad. When you, like, stand up and you walk and you get your cookie and your wine, I wasn't able to do that. And it's fine. I didn't want to. But it was like this is so childish. I think about it as an adult. But it's when you're sitting there as a kid and everybody else gets to go do it and you just sit there. You're like, oh, so another thing I don't get to do, or another thing that makes me different than the rest of you, or another thing that, you know, why am I different? Why is this bad? Like, I'm not confirmed in your church, but I'm here. And so that's kind of where I stood on the church as a child. And as a teenager, as an adult, I've realized that the times I've gone, I've realized that it's very male-based. And maybe that's just the feminist in me, the part of me that is more female-based, that wants things to be more equal. Like, I want things to be we and they and us and them versus him and his and himself, themselves. Like, it could be more of a equal, but it's not. And when you're sitting there and you're talking to you, and, you know, the priest, pastor, I don't know which one it is in a Catholic church, but they're, like, talking to you, and they're talking to everyone, and they're saying, he is the, you know, the one true God. He. Why is it a he? Why is it always a he? We don't know. You know, God or the universe could be male, female, maybe there's not even that up there. Maybe that is not even a thing. Maybe sex and, you know, your gender isn't a thing. Maybe that's just something that's like, that's who you are. You're just a being, one human, versus he and him and her and it. You're just one human. And that's difficult for me to sit there, and I don't know what they're called, the stories. How do we know they're true? And that was the part of me that was, you know, during that stage of, you know, I will talk more about kind of my stage and where I'm at in my practice in another video, but, like, how do I know what they're telling me isn't just some random guy wrote this book and it became the Bible? Like, stories were taken out of it. Why? What are those? Why aren't those still in there? You know, someone parted a sea. Magic. So there's a lot of magic in that I would agree with, but also things that I'm like, how do we know that's real? And yeah, it's all based on faith. It's all based on believing in it. And yeah, I believe in the universe, but how do we know that part is real? And that's where I stood with church, and why I didn't really feel the need to go. And, you know, some people will think that, like, you should go, and it's just a time once a day, once a week, 2 or twice a week, or however many times people go to church. I have no idea. As a child, we went once a week for a while, and then I didn't want to go anymore. I was kind of, like, over it. But, like, my family still goes to church, so, I mean, that's awesome, you know? That's their thing. But there's something about it that when I'm there, I don't feel connected with anything. But when I'm out, you know, when I'm reading my tarot cards, or when I'm just meditating, or when I feel, you know, the sun out by the pool, and I feel the sun on my skin, and that's when I feel like I'm actually connected to the universe. Or when I'm having a really bad day and I'm thinking about, like, you know, this stuff going on, and then, like, a positive thought pops into my mind. That's when I feel connected the most to the universe. I hope that makes sense. It was kind of a ramble. A lot of these chit-chat videos are rambles, but I hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. in the comments below. Let me know kind of your thoughts on church, if you guys go to church and you still practice, if you use the term witch and go to church, or if you don't go at all, or if you have some form of other religion-based gathering that you do, because I'm, you know, a solitary practitioner. I think that's the right word. I don't know. But let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a magical, wonderful, fantastic day. Bye, guys.